Yo guys, welcome to another Crypto UMC Trade for a Living episode in our podcast. And let's talk about Bitcoin and the fact that it is retracing slightly and is ready to move on. Now, yesterday, I did share, Tuesday, I did share a long setup with you, and we're basically now entering the market. So why am I going long here? Well, simply, the argument is that I'm trying to see if we can create a 5-wave impulse with the end goal for us to break through $134,000. So this line is very important. I want to see us break through that TP2 line, because then the crazy tweets out there showing that the market could potentially go to $200 and $300, $1,000 for BTC is a possibility. But until that happens, that's something that we just need to dream of. So on that basis, I'm expecting that this being the first impulse, we're in the correction of that move, and I'm trying to get the market there. Now, in addition to this, I'm in a short at the moment, and the argument is that where am I going to end off holding that short? Because that short is in some drawdown at the moment, about $8,000 in drawdown. Nothing too crazy. The argument behind me being in that short is I want to hedge all of this daily and weekly success that we've been experiencing in the market against spot holdings, to make sure that if the market decides to go and trick us, that I'm in. So that short needs to have an invalidation, and subsequently that invalidation is the same $134,000. So if you're interested to find out how I'm going to get there, what the goal is, you're more than welcome to stay on and watch the rest of the stream. And if you're new to the channel, drop me a comment, say hi, I'd love to meet you. And for the rest of the guys that are joining in regularly, Renee, let me know where you're tuning in from. I think that's a no-brainer. You're from South Africa. But everybody else, let me know where you're tuning in from, and we'll get diving into the charts. Okay. So the trade panel that I want to show is this one. And the reasoning why 134 is so important from an invalidation point of view is that statistically, when we try and define where a top is going to be, most recent, most famous top that we have is the previous bull market high. Statistically, we find that those tops occur at a certain FIB percentage level. So I'm just going to apply the FIB for you guys. And the way that we look at that is when we start looking at our retraces, we can even zoom in and look at previous areas of divergence, which would make this probably much easier for you guys to explain. So there you've got the market going and making a higher high in price, lower high in the RSI. So let's start there. So what I'm saying is, for the super cycle, it's basically the argument. Let's switch this back to line tool, candles, and let me just align that on the top of the wicks. If we break through the red line on this FIB, statistically, we can expect more. Now, in this case, what did we do? We did an extra 30% almost. So it means that where we are right now, if we can break through that 134 line, there could be another 30% waiting for us. Thing being $130, it means there's another $50,000 coming our way. So then we can think 180, 190, thereabouts, statistically, for Bitcoin. Now, how will that fit into the bigger picture analysis that I always look at, the bull market time roadmap? It means that if we can break through that 134, we could potentially trend bullish up until the end of the year. And that would be amazing. Okay. And what else do we know then from this kind of analysis then? If we don't, the reason I'm in a short. So let's move on to our next divergence. So if we don't, there's many of them, but let's use the next one. Just simple as that. Move that on, high to the low. If we don't, that is the signal for where the market can turn around. And now here's the thing where complacency kicks into the market. The market has this tendency to create a bearish signal for you in the moment and then hover around in that place so that you can feel safe. So that when the market turns around, it basically then traps a lot of people. And how that looks is, if you look at this previous cycle, you look at this, the amount of weeks that we were spending at range highs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And for lack of a better, you can count 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks. So there was 10 weeks for people to get out at the top, but they didn't, because it kept on giving them these pushes to the upside, trapping them into the narrative that we just need to cool off and more will come. And that's complacency. And then the market last time round did it again, So let's then use this then and plug it in there and use this same strong bearish divergence and say to ourselves, okay, what did it do the last time round? On the macro view, this is actually the same, will function in the same way on the monthly. Okay. It did just that. It gave you that out and said, well, that is the target that needs to go above before we can dream more. And there we went above it. Now we can dream more. Okay. So where we're at right now from a bearish point of view, from my short point of view, I'm saying it's clear that momentum is lost, because just like the first divergence, this first one that I showed you guys, the market stayed above the pivot. The move was quite big. We crossed the red line easily. Let me just put that red line back there for you guys. Click on the thing. I can just find the little button. There we go. So we crossed the red line easily. The second divergence, we didn't. I'm just going to leave it there. The second one, we didn't. We stayed below the red line. And where we're at now, this first time around, we had that same problem. There was divergences. We broke through it easily. Okay. Show you the RSI. Divergences. We broke through the red line easily. Okay. But now we're sitting in a situation where we're fighting to even trade within the swing sell zone that I've got. And that's the reason I am cautiously bearish. I just want to say that, just put it there. Now, we don't end up being bearish, and this is the bullish side of the thing. That's why I gave you guys the long. We don't end up looking at each divergence and say sell and walk away, it's over, because we do know that there's a certain level that price needs to stay above. And for us at this stage is $104,000. So as soon as we start going and we look at this thing from a bullish point of view, that's the reason I'm expecting an impulse. That's why I'm betting long here, for the impulse. And my invalidation is way above that line, because I want to see the market show me strength. I don't want to see this, because if it's doing this again, guys saying we need to go to 102 again, or we need to go to, maybe we need to go to 97 again. If that is the case, this is not happening, there's no impulse, then there's no reason for me to be long. Hence the fact that the long invalidation is 104. So just like on the weekly time frame, we need to stay above 104. The 4-hour time frame is saying to me, we want this to become another impulse, another move like this, fighting up against supply. We need to stay above that level, and hence the fact that the buy zone is there. So I hope I explained everything for you guys in a way that you can understand it. Let's go back to the comments. Bickies, good morning to you. Dean, you're from Cruel. Oh, shit. I never thought that. Well, if I read your surname, probably it makes sense. Okay. Tilly, welcome. Hello, Boris. Nice to have you here. Okay, so guys, if you want to trade with me, it's very simple. You can trade with me, and while we're waiting for these entries in these shops, you can trade leverage. It's very simple. I trade leverage on Prime XBT. This is my swing short as I'm in at the moment. And all you need to do is just open your own Prime XBT account. Make sure it's got, when you click on the link, it's got the Crypto EMC logo on the screen. And then what you do is you head over to the Discord, you go to my navigation channel, and you just get the Prime XBT partner role. Now, there's additional benefits that can come your way if you sign up. So how it is, you're going to click on the little button. It's going to create a new channel, which is a one-on-one chat channel between me and you. And it's going to give you a little bit of requirements, bonuses that you can get. Depends on how big your deposit is and so forth. But that's it. And that will give you the role as well to join me in the private trade room. Some of my private education, market tactic videos, everything else. And in addition to that, it will also give you access to the buddy indicator. Now, the buddy indicator takes all this guesswork and wonder and where it works that I've always tried and figure out all these setups, these fibs. You want to know how to draw these fibs? Simple. All you need to do is just get the buddy indicator, because the buddy indicator has got them all built into itself. There's the strat 3, SO3. There's a strat 2, SO2. There's a strat 4, hidden bearish divergence, and so forth and so forth. Hidden bullish divergence, all the strats. And it's simple, guys. Enter between the purple lines. When the lines start, that's when the lines gets plotted. So at that stage, these lines were plotted there. Enter TP1, TP2. Enter. This one didn't get to TP1, sadly. Okay. And so forth. So all of that work is built into the buddy indicator. It's a very simple indicator, but you need to have given me your TradingView username. You won't be able to find it by just searching in the indicator menu. If I have your TradingView username, I can give it to you. It will, this little button will appear on your TradingView, and then you will have the indicator. Okay, it's as simple as that. So if you want it, this is your route to get to it. It's as simple as that. Okay. Yes, there's more Slovenia. And Peter, look at this guy. He's stretching there, and yeah, caught him there. But in any case, let's then head over to, I think, the closing remarks for today. With Bitcoin chopping around and entering this buy zone, I mean, this is the idea for me. I'm trying to look for a nice scalp long there. We've got the same short, same long idea in the private sector. You know, trading allows you to basically take both sides of the market. You don't have to move. And the spot side, which is what I'm trying to get in on with everybody, the spot trades, okay? With this market at this stage, chopping in, this is where the spot trade group is slowly going to start moving into their own. I'm just waiting for a little bit more of signals, not signals, the charts to mature. And then I reckon the spot trade group is going to get really busy. So all of that also, your Discord role gives you access to that stuff. So if you just want to trade spot, you don't want to trade leverage, you know, make sure to get in there, because you need to get access to this. And then we're going to be looking at these coins as well. I mean, Ethereum being one of the bigger ones. Everybody's saying now it's moving. But, you know, like I said, I don't know why this is a buy zone box. It's not supposed to be that, so apologize. Somewhere I was doing something and I changed the just delete the box. So we're sitting in that action zone, still in the action zone. You can clearly see what Ethereum is doing. Why I am cautiously bullish, but I bring the bearish narrative to you guys. If you look at what ETH is doing, we take away all the noise. What do we have? We've got divergence from this pivot to these lows, and we've got strong bearish divergence. And ETH did what? Went through the red line. So if ETH went through the red line, it means that Ethereum will potentially be bouncing on support at 2.6 still. So all of this is potential hunting ground still for a long. So spot traders, we're going to be waiting for this kind of a setup to get in on the market. Knowing fair well, if it fails, leverage traders will be able to capitalize on this. That's why you need both. Okay, that's everything. No questions, no nothing. I see nothing in the Discord. Good morning, Martin. Stanku, BB is here. Adolfo, nice to have you guys here. I'm going to say thanks so much for taking time. It's a short one, but it's, I reckon you don't need to say anything more. We're looking to get in on this long. Make sure to get in on the buddy deals. Make sure to join me in the Discord. I'm going to be back there, sharing my screen, trading live with the private group. Maybe later on today, I'll go into the public group as well. So then you guys will be able to, anybody will be able to just follow me. There you go. Okay, that's it. Links to everything's in the video description. Thanks so much for taking the time, joining in live. Chat to you guys soon. Cheers.